So hello and welcome back to Behind the Curve Gaming. In this episode I have picked up literally a big Xbox bundle. So let's get straight into unwrapping this, shall we? Right, so I've picked up an Xbox One X bundle for reasons that I will try to communicate and make clear over the course of this video. Heavy old bundle, and it is literally just, from what I can tell, wrapped sellotapes and parcels up. So it's not the most, don't want to hit the mic there. It's not the most elegant of parcel solutions. In the post, the guy did say that he would try to find the box. Obviously, he's not found the box. This was sent out same day, so I guess it didn't look that hard for the box either, but hey, it's a big old beast. So there are a few reasons why I picked up an Xbox One X in 2025. Why would I be doing that? Why wouldn't I just be getting the Series X? Madness. Well, let's start with the biggest one, cost. I had a quick look at solds. I'll try and put some up on whatever side of the screen is most appropriate for me in this video. They're still going for like 300 plus. Yes, I'm sure you can probably pick up one for a little bit less, but 300 plus for a console that came out nearly 5 years ago? I don't think so, mate. No. Can't afford that. Yes, if I denied myself this and N64 and those games and other various things I probably picked up this year, I might have been able to get a Series X. But that in itself isn't particularly cool or impressive. You know, we're more about the retro at the moment. But yeah, cost. For whatever reason, some consoles, I feel like they've gone up. CEX 150 for a discounted One X, over 100 for an original PS4. Still crazy prices for a One or a One S. It's madness. I don't know what the prices are about. And even eBay and Vinted for a standalone console, just for One X console by itself, no leads, no nothing, no controller, they want like £100, which just seems insane to me. I'm sure those prices have gone up. I remember selling my boxed, very good condition Xbox One S, I think 500 gig model, you know, box controller. I think I sold that after a week or so for around £75–80, less than 2 years ago. And to pick one up again, you're at least paying like £75–80. I don't know what the prices are doing at the moment. Stuff seems to be a little bit crazy, a bit insane. So anyway, cost the biggest one. Why I haven't gone for a Series X. I've gone for the best that I can get. Why do I need one? Well, my other channel, I'm currently playing through the F1 games using an Xbox One, and then recording it. So recording gameplay, that kind of stuff. I've just gone onto the Xbox One, which I had anyway, playing F1 2016 because they're not available on Steam. Don't go there. And it's been a really bad experience. I'm getting screen tears, I'm getting frame rate issues, and when I'm playing on like legendary difficulty AI, whilst trying to commentate over the race and me trying very hard, I don't need it dropping frames. I don't need the screen tears. I don't need the performance issues that I'm getting. I don't know if that's because it's a base Xbox One console or the fact that those are now 10 years old. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there. But I put the disc in my One X, which is in the house in the lounge, played it for 5–10 minutes. I didn't seem to be experiencing those same issues. So I have to believe it was that base Xbox One just couldn't handle it, couldn't keep it there at the 60 frames. So I'm thinking to myself, well, it'll be great if I could get a little bit of money together to maybe replace this. I don't know, maybe I can get an S. I believe that S is the same hardware, miniaturized, but it's the same hardware with a slightly faster GPU. Correct me if I'm wrong. Whereas obviously the X is again small, but I think it's new hardware and it's more RAM, more GPU, more teraflops, whatever they wanted to call it at the time, however they pushed it, the most powerful console ever at the time. I think this released in 2017, so I think we're pushing 8 years old later this year for these things. So my wife likes to binge watching TV series and whatnot, and my son's been getting into Xbox lately, and he's been playing Xbox on the main TV. And we're all having to share. It's obviously been the Easter break, so he's been getting a bit more gaming time than usual. We're having to share, and sometimes it's a little bit annoying to have to keep switching. So my wife has said, please just get him an Xbox, and he can have some time in his room, regulated of course, but he can at least play in his room then. So to me, that's wonderful. I have the go ahead. I have permission. I don't need to ask for forgiveness. I have permission to buy an Xbox, so I can make them happy and I can improve my current situation. So he has the Xbox One. I get a One X. I shouldn't have issues. They're happy. We're all happy, right? So we should probably open it because it's quite heavy, and apologies for the work attire. I'm on my lunch break, so we have a smaller amount of time than usual. I hope this has survived, but it's just got a bit of bubble wrap and then it's just been sent. I went on eBay auctions, which is something that I don't typically bother doing because it's something that I feel like needs a lot more time investment on. You have to be on it, you have to be there, checking out the prices, working out what your maximum bid's going to be, all that kind of nonsense. But I decided, let's have a look. I favorited a few, watched a few on eBay. Try to look up the sold, kind of what's the going rate, that kind of thing, right? So you can occasionally get bargains on auction occasionally. Right place, right time. And this was sat at like 70 quid with not long to go, with a few hours to go at the time. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it when it comes to it. I'll price everything up. Now these were just pictures like this. I don't know what they are. It's a headset, obviously. M-Pow, oh, they're just M-Pows. I've had some M-Pow headphones before for the gym and they're perfectly decent, kind of a budget. Oh my God. I don't think that's going to get plugged into anything anytime soon. Massive over-ear headphones, which I imagine if they work, if I can ever get that plugged into anything ever again, might be all right. Fine, fair enough. I hope that that isn't a sign of things to come, because that could be bad. I priced this bundle up, kind of like going on a voucher price or kind of like a cost price or something around the voucher price, you know, in between that kind of low monetary value that CX might give you, that kind of thing. So we've got a HDMI and a power cable. The biggest thing that they probably did from the original Xbox One to the One S and then the One X was the fact that it didn't need that external brick. That thing is huge, really loud, and the one that we've currently got now for my son is buzzing at the moment, so I need to get him a new one of those. But yeah, figure 8 cable, thank God they did that. Biggest improvement they made. We have got a controller. So it's a legit controller, as far as I'm aware, as far as I can see. The left thumb pad has seen better days, so this has been heavily played, I'd imagine. I don't know what they call this variant. It looks real enough. It's got the Xbox sign on. Just an Xbox One controller, but that's absolutely fine. So yeah, I'll put it on the screen now if I found out whatever variant this might be. But that's cool, that's absolutely fine. Obviously it's difficult to assign value. I have to assume everything's working, but I totted this up to around £150 of value, potentially, if I needed to pass it out, assuming everything's working and in good condition. Obviously this thumbstick's gone, but if this is a perfectly good working controller, that's worth probably £15 to someone if I don't want to take it into stock or whatever, you know? So we've got a controller. Right, okay, so we have got a few games, nothing huge in here, but a few games that are going to be nice. So we have got the Hitman Steelbook Edition, the complete first season. I've seen this a few times without the cover, to be fair, without the slip cover. Oh no, I haven't actually, it's a different one. So that, we do have a Steelbook, which I believe is worth probably, I don't know, a £5 voucher, something like that. It's not terrible. I've never been into the Hitman series. I think I remember like renting it a few times when I was a kid. I think one of my friends was into Hitman at the time. But the whole, you know, it was cool. The different kind of possibilities and the things you had to do to complete the mission. But stealth was never my thing. Unfortunately, the slipcover is mullered. But I want to say that's a £5. So if we're in... So I tot it up on screen because I'm not going to be able to keep track of this mathematically myself. So let's just say that's £15. It's slightly damaged, but hopefully it's working. That's a £5. That's 20 quid. Hitman 2. That's probably only a few quid, isn't it? Let's face it. So a lot of these haven't got much value to them. Now, weirdly enough, we've got a couple of Series X games in here. I can only imagine that means that they have a Series X and they just pawned off a couple of the games that they didn't want anymore, which is absolutely fine. That's going to be absolutely worthless. Make sure it's actually in there. Because the moment of FIFA is released, it is worthless because there's another one already. Far Cry 6. So these will be limited edition. So this is a smart delivery, which is fantastic to see because that means I've got a Series S upstairs on the bedroom TV, which means I can put this disc in on a 1 and then I have access to it on the S and I can download it digitally on that and play it on that and it'll sync, all that kind of business. Smart delivery is an excellent feature, truly excellent feature. I don't mind having the Far Cry games. I don't know if they've fallen off. I've only ever played 3 and that was fantastic. But I think they'll go into the collection because I say that because there's another one here. So I'm not assigning value to any of these other ones at the moment. F122, now annoyingly, this is a Series X only, so I can't currently play this. Because obviously it needs a disc, having only an S. Yeah, I actually do need 22, but I do need it on smart delivery for my gameplay series, but I'm not going to get to F122 for 6 months probably. So again, in the collection, Far Cry 5 Gold Edition. I think these are pretty much pennies, Far Cry 5 and all that kind of stuff. Not the best condition. We're kind of getting a theme here, aren't we? Condition was not necessarily the thing that they're after the most. Oh, we've also got Hitman Definitive Edition. Yeah, I thought we were missing a game. I've been swapped out of a different Hitman or something, another Hitman. But again, I'm not interested in the Hitman series. I don't think there's much value for it there, but not too bad at the moment. Let's put this one in as well. And I saw this straight off the bat because he didn't have the bundle all on the first picture, which is maybe why it was didn't really pick up traction. I'm not saying this is worth a lot, but straight off the bat, I've got like the Ultimate Edition Red Dead Redemption 2, or I assume just Xbox One, yeah. Now I just saw this, so I was just thinking, okay, cool, like the PS4 copy picked up, that's probably £8-10 trade straight there, so I can immediately go, right, the console's worth this much, controller's worth this much, put 10 on, put 5 on for that. You can soon see how I'm reaching a roughly £150 value. And I've just seen that this is open. The Ultimate Edition must be the Steelbook, so that is a nice little Billy bonus. Now, I did play the original Red Dead Redemption on Xbox 360, didn't get far. It wasn't a game at the time that I was interested in. So, to be fair, this wasn't shown or anything. So, you know, I've got the game, I don't really care, but yeah. Steelbook has seen better days. What have we got here? We have got a free copy of Gears of War for Xbox One. That was in the holder rather than the second disc for Red Dead Redemption, so hopefully that's not scratched to hell. Interesting that it needs 2 discs. Play disc, install disc maybe. So yeah, despite the condition, I'm going to say that that's probably worth a tenner. You know, it's not particularly nice, so I'm probably not going to keep it. One day, I'm sure I'll get into it, but at that point, I'll be able to play it on Steam or the PC, whatever, and it's probably going to be superior looking and without load times, etc, etc. So, you know, why would I play it on the Xbox One? So if I call the games Red Dead 10, the complete first season, Hitman Steelbook Edition 5, and then the fodder, a couple more Hitman games of 5 maybe, so I want to call that £20 value. I want to call this controller another £15 value. We're obviously all assuming these work, but this so far look fine. What is that? That's 35. And then the Xbox itself, I think that's it then. I'm not going to put anything on the headset. It looks effed. Well, okay, that's good. So the Xbox One X itself, quite a heavy boy actually. Marks are plenty by the looks of it, but that's fine. This is just for my YouTube gameplay capture. It's a shame that there are quite a few marks on there, because you might notice that this is the limited edition Project Scorpio Xbox One X. which I believe was limited through a couple 100,000. It was the first Xbox One X's. I don't know if they're all Project Scorpios or whether it's a premium at all. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I don't think it has anything different about it, like on the finish, apart from the fact it says Project Scorpio. It was in the listing title. And one day, this is the last reason, whilst I got one of these, one day that might be a collector's piece. Project Scorpio edition of the One X. You never know. Despite being heavy, this is probably, someone give me some actual mass in the comments, but this is probably something like 60 or 70% of the size of the original Xbox One, and we don't have the power supply brick as well, whilst also being hardware-wise much more powerful. Still relying on a mechanical hard drive, which does mean loading times are not great, but I have an external SSD, so I'll load the games onto that, not a problem. And last thing, we have the matching controller. So matching Project Scorpio Xbox One controller and console. Really nice to have. Feels fine. Not got the damage like the other controller has. The left stick is completely like worn down, like the grip is like all yuck feeling like the rubber does. And it's even got batteries in, which is nice. So immediately, if everything works, yes, none of it is fantastic condition, but if everything works, 100. Like, these things are listed for 100. Whether they're selling for that, no, whatever. Let's just call it together 100, and then I've got like 35 there. So, you know, we're pushing for around 140 value, going on condition. I've kept a few games for myself, nothing crazy. We've got that headset in there, which, if it works, might be all right. I might be able to just bend that USB bracket back. Not bad. So what did I pay for this? So yeah, I was expecting this auction to go from 70 at least to 130, 140. I decided to put in a maximum bid of 125. And I put that in with 20 seconds to go. And I got it for £82. Yeah, it increased like a couple of times. But £82 plus 7 delivery. £89 in total for, you know, these alone would have been a fair price. But thankfully I got a load of other bits as well, so I'm happy. My son's got his own Xbox upstairs now. Wife's got a TV back. I've got a better Xbox for my gameplay series on my other channel. Assuming this all works, and because it's eBay, if it doesn't work, sorry mate, this is all sold as working. Can I return it please? Or have a partial refund? Whatever. eBay is pretty pro buyer. But yeah, I picked up a Xbox One X in 2025. I'll let you know how it goes and if it works in a short or something after this video. But I don't think for £89 that was a bad bundle. And if I wanted to, if everything works, if I wanted to, I could just move it all on and easily get my money back and a little bit more, even if it was trade. But yeah, just a little break from the retro content. I'm staring at a little bit more retro content. Our next video may be a CEX lottery video. I'm really looking forward to that, because I need to know before the weekend if I'm going into the bloody CX, if it's not good enough. But other than that, thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much.